Hello and good morning, everyone. This is Steve Cook. I am going to see if I can do a daily, 5 days a week, that is, Monday through Friday, show about small businesses. I love and am involved in small businesses, and I would like to do an update on what's going on in the small business world, specifically as it pertains to Central Oklahoma is what I would like to stick with. So, with that in mind, today's show is about a news article most pertinent to our situation of every small business is involved in right now, and that is the CARES Act that was recently passed on March 23rd. A Tulsa, not necessarily Central Oklahoma, but a Tulsa restaurant, Pizzeria, was recently interviewed about the federal relief, the CARES Act that was passed recently. And what he had to say about that, it says this is on Fox News, was that dealing with the economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic, he calls it a Band-Aid that will fix what we have going on right now, and added, if that continues, we are going to need more from the states. Goes on to say the owner of Andoli's Pizzeria in Tulsa made the comments on Fox and Friends on Friday. He added that the states have just shut stuff down and done the safety measures, but the federal government is what is taking care of us right now, and it's not going to be enough, he says. And I would like to address that this morning. The pizzeria owner that said these comments, I didn't watch the interview on Fox and Friends, but reading the article, it makes me kind of somewhat reserved, or makes me a little bit question the fact that a small business owner, I feel like, is really in small business to protect himself, so to speak. I feel like a small business owner has a very, odd mindset, a very different mindset than a lot of people in the general public. And what concerns me about this is that I am from the aspect that, how you stay afloat in times of bad economic times is what makes you as a small business owner. It shows your chops. It shows what you can actually do in difficult times. If this was, very, very good times in the economy, if this was a very, very affluent time where everybody can be in business, where everybody can make money, I don't feel like that really shows that you're a good business owner. In these times specifically, when it's hard to stay in business, when the oil field crashes, when there's a world virus going on, those are the times that I feel like it shows what kind of business owner you are. And I recently wrote a LinkedIn article, shout out to myself, of the recent article that I wrote on LinkedIn about this exact thing. People are saying, I don't know if I should advertise right now. I don't know if I should do this or that right now. And I think that now more than ever is when you as a business owner, when me as a business owner, it is time to see if you have the chops. It's time to see if, hey, you've been living outside of your realm. You've been over leveraging yourself. You've been doing things incorrectly. And as the quote goes, when the tide goes out, you see who's skinny dipping. Now is the time when you see who was over leveraged, where these people they really don't have the margin that they were supposed to have. They had skinny margin to try to gain a lot of sales. But guess what? Now is when you find out who is doing that or not. And what my article was about was, when we focus on selling to please ourselves, when we're talking about selling to satisfy the growth of our own sales, that is not selling. When you sell to someone, you are trying to help them. And I think that now more than ever, it's time to pivot your business to help people. So how can we do that as small business owners? I think that now is the perfect time to train your mind to think of, how can I help a business? As a business, how can I help the consumer? And I think that that's very important right now. One thing that is a way that you can do that you're seeing so many businesses do right now, is offering the curbside service, offering delivery. It's time to figure out a way to get that done. It's time to figure out, us in our business right now, we were already kind of as you could say, piddle farting on our website. And we were kind of half-heartedly trying to get a delivery service going, trying to half-heartedly get a delivery service rolled out for our industry. And delivering feed is not a easy challenge. It's very heavy products. You have to have special equipment, things like that. But this virus kicked us into overdrive to try to get that solved, to try to get those questions that we had, to get those answered and get this delivery business going. And I think that now more than ever, we are sitting here asking ourselves, what does the customer want? What does the customer want? They want store pickup. Okay, let's make that available. They want delivery. Okay, let's make that available. And I just think it's a pitiful excuse. I guess what bothered me the most about this article was that it is a pitiful excuse to say that this is a temporary Band-Aid, but we need more from the government. I think that is a loser mentality, honestly. To say that I'm waiting on the government to step in and help me is not what a small business owner is typically all about. And that's what's weird is this very successful business owner is saying that he's waiting on the government to kick in more money or more help or whatever it might be. And I understand that this is a very, very unique time, but I don't think as a small business owner you should ever rely on a government program or someone else's help by any stretch of the imagination. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today, and that's what I did talk about in my LinkedIn article recently about how we have to pivot right now. That this is not the typical come buy my crap, come buy this, come buy that. No, this is when you can be the most creative. And the thing about it is that I was talking to my friend about the other day. The thing about it is that the businesses that make it through this situation, the businesses that make it out on the other side of this are going to be the most creative marketers. They're going to be the most creative salespeople. They're going to be the businesses that were the safest with their margin structure, the safest with their employee costs and things like that. When we look back on this, 6 months from now or a year from now or whatever it might be, this situation has already helped me in so many different ways of marketing and sales. This situation more than ever has taught me the importance of asking myself what I'm going to say when I'm advertising. I take a Facebook post, for instance. You can get destroyed on Facebook right now. If you post the wrong thing, and are not being super sensitive in the time that we're in right now, and you just flippantly post something about come buy my stuff, people will destroy you. We've been destroyed in a few comments that we had posted, and I've heard other businesses get destroyed in comments about, I can't believe you're advertising this right now on Facebook. People are out here dying. People are fighting for their lives. I mean, these comments are ruthless. And so now more than ever is when you need to think about how you're going to sell. And that is something that I think is a great practice for all of us business owners is being more creative than ever right now than we've ever had to be, or at least me personally has ever had to be since I've really been, kind of in business, so to say, since 13, 14. And so I know that I have not been in business that long, but this is such a, I think, positive thing for us to focus on of being creative on how we're going to sell, being creative on the services that we offer as a small business. So that was today's news on this small business show. Hopefully this continues to be a daily thing. We're going to have it on my podcast, going to have it on the YouTube channel. Chatter with Steve is the name of the podcast. And then, of course, if you're watching this on video, you can find me or this video on anything if you search Stephen Cook. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Waiting on you. Hit it, cowboy.